San Antonio is a city full of culture, history, and lots of entertainment. But in this video, Steve and I are going to tell you our top 5 reasons of why we love San Antonio. Let's get after it right now. If this is your first time to our channel and you would like to know everything there is to know about living in San Antonio and its surrounding areas, make sure you subscribe or tap the bell for notifications to ensure that you are one of the first to be notified when we bring you new market updates. My name is Katie Powers, and my husband Steven Garza and I get phone calls and emails from people just like you every single day who are looking to make a move. Whether you're 6 days or 6 months away from making that transition, we would absolutely love to hear from you. All of our information is listed right below, and we would be honored to be your realtors of choice. Now let's dive into the top 5 reasons why Steve and I love San Antonio. Number 1, the people. The saying is absolutely true. People are friendlier in Texas, and San Antonio is no exception. We have lots of culture. People are very, very friendly. You will not be able to walk a neighborhood without a neighbor walking by saying hi. You're definitely gonna get the friendly wave when you're driving in a car in a neighborhood and people are out and about. It's just friendly. Now, of course, there's a caveat. Everybody has a bad day. So could you meet somebody on the street that's having a bad day? Yes. But overall, people in San Antonio are friendly. It's a very social city. There's lots of outings and outdoor activities, and families come together and you just meet people. So very social, very friendly. Absolutely number 1 reason why we love San Antonio.
Reason number 2, the cost of living. So the daily cost of living is hands down more affordable than most of the country, right? We had a relative of Katie's come in and stay with us, her and her husband, and they got to go to our local H-E-B, the grocery store that we all love, that I get comments on all the time about how much they love it or other people love it. So she went to the store and did some of her shopping, and she had 2 wows. One, she could get everything she wanted at one store. She said that she would normally have to go to multiple stores just to get the items that she needs. And number 2, the cost of everything in the store was just hands down cheaper. She lives in Florida too. So it was a great comparison to hear what she thought about our everyday cost of living, like going to the grocery store. We also have cheaper gas. It's just a fact. When we talk to other people from around the country, many of you come to San Antonio to visit us, and we discuss driving around and the gas prices, and you're always blown away. And so I always love to ask, what are you paying in LA, for instance? And they say $4 to $5 a gallon, which blew my mind, of course. But at the same time, we love our cheap gas. So the last thing I wanted to hit on is the cost of housing. The cost of housing compared to the other top 10 cities in the nation is just hands down more affordable. We still have a $250,000 market here. Unfortunately, our $150,000 market is basically gone unless you're looking for a big project. But at $250,000, even like $225,000, you could get that house, that starter home that many of us start out with, like Katie and I did. And so the cost of living, the cost of housing is just hands down more affordable in San Antonio.
Number 3, climate. Now, this is a big topic because depending on where you're coming from, you might think it's too hot, or you might be so excited that in the winter we don't have snow. So depending on what you're looking for, San Antonio's climate is pretty neutral. We don't really see the change of 4 seasons. For example, it's November of 2024 and we are a cool 80 degrees today. So not really winter weather like it is across the country. And then our summers are hot. I mean, it's very common to get into 105, but you have lots of water activities to do to keep cool. The other great thing about our climate is no real natural disasters. We do not get earthquakes. That's not a thing. We do not get hurricanes. Really, let me throw a caveat in there. We do get hurricane warnings, but by the time they come in and hit inland and come into San Antonio, they're pretty much tropical storms. And what it means for San Antonio is lots of rain, which we're always excited for lots of rain. So hurricanes really aren't a scare here, and tornadoes are extremely rare. We are at the foot of the hill country. You're going to see most of the tornado activity up north where the land is a little more flat. In San Antonio, we're very well protected by the hill country, so tornadoes are very few and far between. The only type of natural disaster, if you want to call it a natural disaster, that we get here in San Antonio is hailstorms. So you definitely want homeowners insurance on that house because your roof will need to be replaced on average every 10 years, maybe 15, but honestly, we get hailstorms every decade. The hailstorms are pretty unpredictable. It's a lot of the storms that come in, right? Hot air mixing with cold air creates those hailstorms. They're few and far between, but they do happen every now and then. So you definitely want homeowners insurance on your home to ensure that you're not having to pay out of pocket for a whole new roof. But overall, the weather is very neutral. We range from 70s in the fall and winter. Every now and then we get a cold snap. February is our coldest month. That is when you'll start to see some ice on the roads, and San Antonio really just kind of shuts down when ice comes. We don't have the salt trucks to be able to maintain the roads. So really it's kind of a snow day for everybody, even though there's no snow and it's just ice. It's a great time for the kids to have off school, and most adults get to work from home or not work at all. So weather is wonderful here in San Antonio.
Reason number 4, proximity to water. This is my absolute fave because I love the beach. I do love the lake too, but Katie and I love to go down to the beach. The proximity to the beach is roughly 120 miles, so 2 hours, 2.5 hours, depending on where you're going. Corpus Christi is our nearest city to the beach, and that's where we visit. Padre Island is right north of Corpus Christi, and it has the beaches. So we love our beaches, but there is lakes. We also have Canyon Lake right to the north of San Antonio. You got Medina to the northwest. Although there's only like 4% of water, that's why we need a hurricane. We need those rains to come back up and fill up the lakes. Canyon's down to in November of 2024. So hopefully there's a hurricane brewing out in the Gulf right now. Unfortunately, we do want the hurricanes here in San Antonio. I know the Gulf people don't, but we need them. It's a great source of water for San Antonio. You do have 2 fishing lakes to the east and southeast, Browning and Calaveras, where they have redfish in them, which I personally love to go catch. But short of that, they're not really swimming lakes. They're warm, they're power plant lakes. So keep the fish at your own discretion. But they are lakes, right? You can take your boat to, you can throw out the fishing lines and catch fish, right? Being on the water, everybody loves it. It's just so calming, peaceful. Get that lake day, get that beach vacation where you can rent a house or a condo for a weekend or a week, which I love to do, and I hope to get to do next year. We've just been working so much and doing so many videos for you that we haven't gotten to do a full week there. We had a couple beach vacations on the holiday weekends, but short of that, we're always doing our filming for you guys. But if you need some beach recommendations, Katie and I are happy to recommend some places to stay. And lastly, proximity to water, the Caribbean. 2.5 hour flight to Tulum or Cancun. Go to Playa del Carmen, where all the resorts are. I know some of you are scared of Mexico. We just went this year for my sister-in-law's 40th birthday. We had a blast. We felt safe. Caribbean water, you can't beat it. Some of the best and beautiful water in the world, blue water. It was amazing. I highly recommend that too. And it's just a puddle jump over the Gulf to Cancun or Tulum, whichever one you prefer. It's awesome.
And last but certainly not least, reason number 5 is the food. Here in San Antonio, we're not really known as a foodie city. If you're looking for like Michelin star, fine dining, you're probably better off, honestly, going to Dallas or Houston. But Steve and I love the food here in San Antonio. It's more affordable, which ties into that cost of living. I grew up in South Texas, so Tex-Mex, Mexican food, I'm a sucker. I will eat that every day, all day. Not so great for the waistline, but it is very tasty. And there are some of the best Tex-Mex and Mexican food restaurants right here in San Antonio. There's so much culture. It is so good. Steve and I just took my family over to a restaurant here at the Pearl last weekend, and I just found my new favorite Mexican restaurant. So we've also had some great clients from YouTube, just like you guys, that have come in, and we have shown them around a few restaurants, and they've loved every single recommendation. So if you want food recommendations for San Antonio, Steve and I are also happy to help with that as well. We do not have a whole lot of Michelin star restaurants. We got our first 1-star Michelin restaurant in San Antonio. It is at the Pearl, and it's called Supper. It's a great restaurant. I haven't been there for dinner, but I have been there for brunch. It's a really beautiful setting right attached to Hotel Emma. So we do have a Michelin star restaurant. There are also other fine dining good restaurants, but for the everyday person, if you just want to go grab some Mexican or barbecue, because Texas barbecue is where it's at, there are a ton of them and it's affordable. That is all we have for you for our top 5 reasons of why we love San Antonio. We hope you enjoyed it. It's just a fun, short video to let you know all the great things going on here in San Antonio. If you would like more information on San Antonio, all of our information is listed right below. If you are looking for real estate, whether it's to buy, sell, or invest, Steve and I have you covered. Give us a call, shoot us an email, send us a text. We would be honored to be your realtors of choice. Thanks, guys, and you have a great one. We will see you on the next one.